Konnichiwa. So today's lesson a bit of different. So we're practicing the speaking Japanese. But now, when you do the language exchange, you might come through with the texting with the Japanese people, right? So like WhatsApp or Facebook messengers, and we use line to text each other, all right? So we, on the line app, we usually use the stamps. It's like a GIF or something like that. And let's take a look what stamp we use, all right? So today's goal is right here. おはようやありがとうなどのメッセージスタンプを見て意味を理解することができる。Alright, so so right here, look at here. We usually use the stamp like this. Right here, it's a little penguin right here, and also the letters. ありがとう. It's thank you, right? So you can understand what stamp means with the letters, right? ありがとう and おやすみなさい, right? Well, let's take a look what we are gonna use, okay? So first we're gonna do number one, メッセージアプリのスタンプを見てみましょう. Let's take a look, the stamp, alright? Well, when you text with the Japanese people or you want to make a friend with the Japanese people, right? And you text each other, and you should download the lineup because everybody has line, and we talk on the line, okay? And if you get the text from Japanese person or people, and there is a lot of stamps you want to see, you might see, okay? Well, let's take a look what the stamp means right here, okay? So, okay, first one we learned in previous session and earlier, all right? So there is, the penguin said arigato, right? So it means thanks. And number two, this is also right. おやすみなさい. It means good night. Well, number three, じゃあまた. We did this the last time. Do you remember? じゃあまた. It's raising the bear's hand. You can see, but it's kind of like waving its hand. Well, you can't see, but you know what that means because it says じゃあまた. It says see you or goodbyes. Okay? Well, number four. The gorilla is like doing this, bowing with this hand sign. This hand sign usually used for I'm sorry, ごめんなさい, すみません, I'm sorry, excuse me. Or when you ask something, please do something for me or something, this hand sign. Or ありがとう. Thank you, right? You can use a lot of this hand sign to saying thanks or sorry or please or something like that. And so this gorilla said すみません, right? すみません. It says I'm sorry. Okay? Well, let's do the number two. スタンプを送りましょう. Send stickers. Alright. Well, there's a lot of situations that you might want to use the stamps, particular stamps, right? So look at here. There's a lot of stamps, right? So when you text someone in the morning, which stamp you use? Well, technically, there's a sun, or let's see. Maybe there is a situation that you might send this stamp, okay, because you fall asleep during the conversation on the line text, but on the line text, right? Well, you want to resend, you want to send something because it's not ending the conversation, right? So you can't just ignore or leave the conversation, right? So you want to end up this conversation if you fall asleep. That's the Japanese culture, okay? So you might want to say okay, or you want to say something, and you want to say good morning at first because you have to greet with the person who you're talking to before you start talking, right? So おはようございます. This is the best, all right? In the situation, of course. Okay, so let's do the number 2. 夜寝るとき. Toki means when. So when you sleep at night. Okay? 夜寝るとき. Well, I can see 3 stamps that I might use. There's it's a night. So look at here. It's a night. So there's a star and moon here, and also here. And also this. Well, the letter says こんばんは. こんばんは. Before you sleep, you want to say something. So you want to start conversation. You want to start a quick conversation. Then you say こんばんは. Right? It's possible. And じゃあまた. This one. This one. じゃあまた. You want to end up the conversation before you sleep. So you say じゃあまた. See you. Right? And おやすみなさい. You want to end up the conversation by saying おやすみなさい. Good night. So you say, you want to use this. おやすみなさい. Alright? Well, let's do the number 3. お礼を言うとき. When you're saying thank you. Well, which stamp are you going to use? I can see just one. Well, you want to use this because it says ありがとうございます, right? You say thanks or thank you, right? Okay. Well, let's do number 4. When you are apologizing, 謝るとき. We did that last session, right? すみません. The gorilla says すみません, right? Well, which stamp are you going to use? From here, I can see just one. Well, it's easy, right? Because it says すみません right here. So this one, okay? So, there are a lot of stamps you can use. And it's not always contains the text with the text in a stamp, right? So for example, so I covered up all of the letters into this stamp, right? So if you see this stamp without the letters or without text, what would you feel when you see this stamp? It's, you see the heart right here, right? So it might say thank you, or hi, lovely hi, or something like that, right? Well, what about this? It kind of says hello or hi or something like that, right? Or when you're trying to end a conversation, then you say okay or something, right? So you can use like that, okay, or hi, or hello, or something, right? Well, this and this, you can use a lot of things. And do you know the word? Do you know the phrase よろしくお願いします? When you ask something to your friend, Japanese friend, and it's about the end of the conversation, so you want to say よろしくお願いします. Please do it, or something like that at the end of the conversation. Okay, so that's the one of the cultural phrase that you want to use at the end of the conversation. Okay, so よろしくお願いします. So when you say よろしくお願いします, we're gonna do this よろしくお願いします after the lessons, but usually the よろしくお願いします is kind of like please take care of me or something like that. Okay, so you want to bow to the friend when you're ending the conversation. So you can use this stamp, like, the cat is like closing its eyes and it's kind of bowing, right? And the bottom of the stamp is like happy. There's confetti flying the air, and the cat is kind of like glad something, right? Well, you can use this stamp like yay, or I'm happy, or something like that, or thank you, or big surprise, or something like that. Okay, so you can use a lot of stamps if you know the Japanese culture and what you say and what you have to say during the conversation when you send a stamp. Okay, so you don't have to type every time, right? So you can use stamp. You can send a stamp instead of texting somebody. Okay. Well, if you have any questions, you can comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. ありがとう。